Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do a review on my beautiful Chanel reissue in the Black Age calfskin and the Ruthenium Hardware. And mine is in the 226 size, which is right in between a classic medium large and a jumbo. So people call this like the Goldilocks size for Chanel flat bags. It's not too small, not too large, it's just right. And I totally agree with that, comment that other people have made. So it's really lightweight compared to the other flat bags. The calfskin is so beautiful. I mean, look at that. I mean, and it just feels wonderful as well. It's not as shiny and smooth or delicate as the lambskin. But of course it is a little bit more than the caviar. I mean, you can't beat caviar when it comes to durability. But I mean, this is a very good, easy to wear bag as a daily bag, especially because of that fact that you don't have to baby it as much as you would have to do a lambskin. So yeah, the leather is absolutely beautiful. The Ruthenium hardware is beautiful. It has that aged look to it. So again, it won't show tarnish or anything like that because it's made to look like it's already been tarnished. The middle chain, as you can see, has that beautiful detailing, and it's just so butter smooth going through those grommets. So just changing up the style of the bag is really easy when you like change the straps and everything. It has the Mademoiselle lock, which is also a turn lock. But as you can see, it says Chanel right at the bottom, but it's so subtle that you don't feel like you have a very showy bag when you're wearing it. And I know a lot of people really love that about this bag. So this is what the sides look like. And the back does have the Mona Lisa pocket. And yeah, I think that's about it with the, oh, actually the most important thing, or not the most important, but a really unique feature of this bag is that it can be folded down, and that's why you see that creasing right along the center of here, and then also marks on the bottom where it can be folded down like this. So yeah, this is the only bag, like I mentioned in my other video, which I introduced my 3 Chanel flat bags. This can be folded down, so this is the only bag that I do not stuff when I store it. The only place I will stuff is right here, behind the turn lock, right here. Just because when it's empty, when there's nothing supporting it, when you push down, or if it does get pushed down during storage, it'll leave marks. Like you can see there's more wrinkling here than in other places. And so that's why I like to keep this part supported with something stiff right behind. But other than that, yeah, I don't stuff it. The inside, as you can see, is a double flap like any classic flap is. It has the zippered pocket, and you guys all know this, right? It only goes upwards, so it's not a very useful pocket. There is a slip pocket here. The CCs are stitched. It doesn't protrude out. It's not puffy like the medium large. It has the 2 slip pockets with the lipstick holder in the middle. It says Chanel, mine is made in France, and the foil is silver because the hardware is ruthenium. The inside is very spacious. There is a seam right along the middle. And then this says 15 series, the hologram sticker. It says Chanel Paris on the snap. And this very roomy pocket has the beige interior, well, the burgundy interior on the back as well. So yeah, I think that's all about the features of this bag. I mean, this bag is so spacious and so nice. And the reason I went through some trials and errors was because I wasn't sure about the size I wanted to get, and I wasn't sure about the hardware. So at first, when I wanted to get the reissue, I knew in my heart that I wanted the gold hardware because I thought it was so beautiful. I mean, even now when I see it, my heart skips a beat because I think it's just so beautiful. So initially I wanted to get the black calfskin with the gold hardware, the antique gold hardware. And then I couldn't decide upon a size. And so I thought, because I have the jumbo and I have the mini, I thought I was gonna get the 225, which is the small size. Everybody said that that was the closest size to the medium large, which it is, and that it looked a lot better worn crossbody because it doesn't, you know, stick out as much because it's a lot thinner. The profile is a lot, you know, narrower than this. And so that's what I wanted to get. I purchased a bag thinking that it was a 225 and found that the person who was listing it had listed it incorrectly, and that he had listed a 226 as a 225. The reason I found out was because on the bottom, yeah, there's a seam. So the 226s have the seam right here, 225s do not. So the bag that I got had that seam, and I was like, I think you made a mistake, and he agreed. He paid for return shipping and everything, so everything was fine. I returned that. So then I looked again, and then I found one in beautiful condition, age gold hardware in the 225 size, and I purchased it immediately. And when I got it, I was like, wait a second, why is this so small? Because it felt so small, and I don't know why, because I already knew, I was familiar with the medium large, but it felt small and I couldn't put my stuff in there, and I couldn't figure it out until finally I did some measurements and figured it out. So in the 225, if you put your pouch in like this, and then the space that's left here, the medium large, you can put it in vertically. So like a vertically, a narrow SLG will fit vertically alongside a pouch. And for the 225, it will not. And the reason is because of that 1/2 inch of a difference, because the medium large is 10 inches wide and the 225 is 9.5 inches wide. So although they seem like they are the really close in size, that 1/2 inch means that you can't put two SLGs side by side like this, which meant that I would have to put my SLGs like this, and I would be left with some space here to put some items loosely in. However, the type of person I am, I love to carry my stuff in SLGs because it's easy to take in and out and move from bag to bag. And so that just did not work for me. And so I was like, oh boy, this is not gonna work. I knew it wasn't gonna work. I just could not put much more in there than I could in my medium rectangular. And so I decided to sell that one, which I did, and I did not lose that much money because I did purchase it at a really great price, pre-loved, and so I was able to recover almost all of my costs. I think I only lost like $50 on that resell, so I was very happy with that. So that's another reason I go pre-loved, because I don't know, I feel like when you buy pre-loved at good prices, you're able to sell it at almost the same price without losing a penny sometimes, and sometimes even making a profit. So yeah, that's why I love pre-love. But anyway, so after that, I decided, okay, I'm gonna get the 226 size. I felt like that was the better way to go. I found one. It was in beautiful condition. It was in the age gold hardware and everything. I got it and I was like, oh man, I love it so much. But then I wouldn't reach for it. And the reason why was because I dress too casually. I mean, I know people say that it would work casual or dressy, but for me, because of this chain, this is called the bijou chain, and for good reason, because bijou means jeweled. And yeah, in the gold, it just looked so dressy. It looked like I had gold adornments all over me. And so when I wore my sweatpants or my leggings, it just didn't work. And so I just didn't reach for it. And I was like, okay, this is a mistake. I really need to get the Ruthenium Hardware. It's just better for my lifestyle. So after all of this trial and error, I finally realized that that was the one for me, and I was able to find this one in beautiful condition at an amazing price, and I could not be happier because I don't have to worry about what to wear. If I just want to carry this bag, I can with any piece of clothing that I have. And yeah, it just works so much better for me than the gold hardware. Although the gold hardware one, even now when I see it, I'm like, oh man, I wish I could add that one back into my collection because it's just so beautiful. But yeah, for now, I think this one is perfect, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. I mean, I think this is perfect. So let me show you what fits inside. So you can put in a mini O case. You can put in the mini pochette, and I have this stuffed to the brim. It fits this zip coin purse, and actually this will go in sideways as well, but you know, I don't want it to be that tight, so I'll just put it in vertically along with this key holder, which I have to say I am loving this so much. If you guys are wary about using lambskin, I truly recommend it because it just feels so soft and luxurious in your hand. And I've been throwing this into my bag ever since I got it, and there are no marks, no scuffs. Sometimes it will get indentations, but you know, if you just let it, you know, air out or rub it, it'll just go away. So I mean, it's really great. I love that. I also have this charger, which I love because this one actually has, I don't know if I've ever introduced it. This has the cables to it. And look right here, it has the cable for the Apple products too. So anyways, it's really great. I love this. And I got this idea from another YouTuber. It was Me Likey Too. She had this and she recommended it, and I was able to find it on Amazon for a really good price. I think it's like $15 or $17 or something like that. So yeah, like I just put that in there. I always carry my hand cream, and the Chanel hand cream is so awesome and amazing, and I just put that on top. And then, you know, you could put in lipsticks and whatnot, like right here. You do have some space, but I mean, just because I have all this like filled to the max, I don't really need to do anything else for that. And then finally, like if you have glasses or sunnies, if you put it in a hard case, it won't fit it. But if you put it in a soft case and then just like, you know, put it on top like this, it works perfectly. So yeah, it'll totally go in there, no problem. But I don't have a case with me right now, so I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, like everything fits in here perfectly. The one thing about the turn lock, people say it is pretty finicky, and the reason is because this is kind of floppy. It moves around, not like the classic flaps where it's really stiff and all you have to do is like kind of align it. This one does move around, so you do have to align it perfectly to this rectangle so that it fits in, and then you can turn the turn lock. But I mean, it's not a big deal. If any of you guys own the Palm Springs Mini, that bag, if you've had to struggle with going in and out of that bag because of that zipper, that bag, I mean, if it wasn't so darn cute, I would probably get rid of it because I hate getting my stuff in and out of it. I mean, that zipper is just so hard to, you know, kind of do it in one smooth action. So compared to that, this is just super easy. So, I mean, if people say that it's not, I mean, don't worry about it too much. I don't find it that troublesome at all. Yeah, so it fits a ton. And let me see, what else can I go over with you guys? Oh, wear and tear. So because this is a pre-loved bag, I got it in almost new condition. I have been using it a lot this past year. And so things that I have found is, number one, the corners here and here, here and here. If it rubs against stuff, you know, you'll see a little bit of wear and tear. I do not recommend using any kind of conditioners or cleaners on this bag because I think it really takes away from this texture, because this is very unique. This aged calfskin, it has this kind of, not roughness, but it's not completely smooth or shiny like the lambskin. So, I mean, I think, let me show you. In the back, I had gotten like a little something on here, and so I cleaned it, and then I put a leather conditioner on this pocket, and I don't know if you can see, but this pocket is much shinier and smoother than everything else. And I think for this bag, you should not use any product because it takes away from the original texture and the shininess of the aged calfskin. So yeah, can you see that? Yeah, there's a definite difference, especially Yeah, especially because it's been, you know, rubbing against me as well. But yeah, I mean, I knew immediately after I used the conditioner I shouldn't have, because it just took away from, it took that texture away. So anyways, another area that does show wear is right here where it protrudes. You'll see a little bit of wear there. It's a little bit more shinier and smoother than other areas, but otherwise it's in beautiful, beautiful condition. There's no other wear and tear that I can note. Oh, actually, you know what? There is a little bit right here. So you can see the crease right here in the middle, but that's natural. You can also see that there is a crease right here on the top of the double flap. And one thing that you do want to be careful of is right here. Do you see that mark? What happens is when you use this bag without doing the snap of the double flap, what happens is when you close it, this snap sticking out right here, it'll catch the top of here. It'll just catch that. And then when you try to pull it down to close the turn lock, it'll pull this down. Can you see that? Like, it'll pull this part down like that. And then it also leaves a slight mark right here. You can't see it, but I can. There's like a slight nick right there from the snap just rubbing against it. So yeah, so you do need to, you know, it's really easy to prevent this from happening. All you have to do is when you're closing it, just make sure that the snap has cleared that, like that. You just need to do that once and then close it, and then you won't have any problems. But yeah, overall, this bag is beautiful. It's wonderful. Like, you don't have to baby it at all. I mean, I've used this as a daily bag with my, like I said, my sweats and my leggings and my jeans and everything. And it can be dressed up or dressed down, and it's just amazing. So I did want to do some mod shots because I always find those are very, very helpful. Let me get my camera propped up a little bit so that you can see better. What do I use? Oh, you know what? I can use this to prop it up. Sorry, but yeah, I don't really have a very sophisticated system here. So yeah, there you go. So I'm gonna move over to this side. And for your reference, I'm 5'4" and I wear a US size 10 to 12. I do wear this double strap like this, and it's really a good height where your arm is not constantly pinching the top. It doesn't do that at all, so this is really great like this. You can also wear it single strap, and this is the way I wear it most of the time because it's so comfortable. And look at how easy it is to, you know, switch the chains up. You can also wear it so that the chain is not showing at the top, like that. And the best thing about this is you can wear this crossbody. So yeah, it does hit me a little bit high. It's about 1 inch above my natural waist, and I guess it's because I'm on the curvier side. But you know, for you girls who are more petite or slim, it would work perfect crossbody. So yeah, I love this bag. I think it's the most beautiful bag, and it is definitely a forever bag for me. So with that said, I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Let me know what you think about it. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them down below. If you have already subscribed to my channel, I so appreciate you guys. And if you haven't, I would love to get a thumbs up, or you know, if you would like these kinds of videos, I would love for you guys to subscribe. I do have an unboxing coming up soon. Yeah, I don't know what's gotten into me, but I just could not get over Chanel, and I do have a Chanel unboxing going to be on my channel very soon. So look forward to that. And with that said, I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Take care. Bye.